Hey, Barry. Hey, Paul. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Asher, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
So good to be here, man.
And for anyone who doesn't know you, I'll ask this question to both of you, and I'll start with Barry and then go over to you, Paul. Who do you say you are?
Boy, Asher, you're coming right off the top. Who do I say I am? I say that I am a CMO. And CMO stands for a Chief Mindset Officer. And what is a Chief Mindset Officer? It is a person who is on mission and on purpose to help other people become the best versions of themselves. That's what I would say.
I like it. And for yourself, Paul?
You gave me some time to think about that on a Sunday. My goodness. I would say that I am both of the creation and a creator. I see myself striving to be a light in this world.
Awesome. And I guess we'll play it like a round robin or like a draft series where we play snake. So I'll keep going with you, Paul, and then come back over to Barry. Tell me a little bit about your background. Where'd you grow up?
Oh, background. Grew up in the Midwest, Lafayette, Indiana, cornfields and soybeans. So I have those memories. Um, but I've lived a incredible life of experience and travel. I've seen the world. I spent here recently, last decade of my life, leading teams, growing businesses in Southeast Asia, in the Philippines. Um, and now in this new age of transformation of I find myself uh, just engrossed as a lifelong learner
Mm.
to be able to absorb these new technologies and apply them to these businesses and ideas. It's been fascinating.
Awesome. And how about yourself, Barry? Where did you grow up?
I may need to repeat that. I grew up in White Plains, New York. Um, I've been a lot of places and have done a lot of things in my life, from sports to radio to media to government to coaching, AAU coaching to coaching executives, um, an investor in people, an investor in businesses. Um, an outdoor enthusiast. Outdoors is really important to me. And so I'm kind of eclectic. I'm kind of a person who can pretty much, you can drop me in any room and I'm comfortable.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of been my world to date, and continues to expand because I love to learn. And I think that's what makes life interesting, to keep learning, keep growing.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I guess one more question for you. At what point was mindset a real focus for you, or what kind of brought that into the forefront?
Man, what a great question. I think because growing up and sports playing such a big role in my life, high school all the way through, um, mindset is everything for an athlete. You know, to be able to put yourself through get the physical conditioning and then the mental coaching, which is not always positive, but it's designed with the right coach to bring the best out of you, right? And then having to take the mindset of putting in the time to the coaching, right? Because you really got to be self-motivated to be great, you know? Coach is not going to be at there at not eight before you got to go to class, right? Or late at night when you got to go run, you got to be self-motivated or go lift, right? So that's where greatness lies. So in my life, my career, from being an athlete, that has been like the steady anchor. Like, here is mindset, difficult boss, good boss, another opportunity, pushed into an uncomfortable situation that I may not have all the skills for, but they think I do. And they say, don't worry about that, Barry. We want you in this, and having the mindset. Can I learn, unlearn? And so for me, mindset is everything.
Mm,
Mindset is everything. Yeah, great question. Great
I like
question.
that. I like your answer. And I'll come back over to Paul. Paul,
Okay.
how have you how did you meet Barry and how has he challenged your mindset?
I think, we've talked about that, Barry. It's like how our paths crossed, and it really was just by the hand of God through a test. You were talking about bringing things to market. It's core to what I do. I was testing a video short AI production social offer, $99 a month social. And he came off of a Facebook ad, a test. And we had an hour-long conversation that turned into a weekly attendance on the M series and just an abundance of conversations that came from those relationships. I think you muted.
Oh, I was saying, what is the M series?
Well, mindset, motivation, and money. I think part of what the M series has provided to me out of those fundamentals is submission and purpose that, you know, all the money in the world can't buy. But if you had all of the money in the world, it sure would afford a lot of opportunities for folks. And so getting my mindset right, motivation. I mean, we've got people out there that truly need what we're able to provide, as a community. I sense that collaboration. But the M series, everything from professional athletes, entrepreneurs gathered on a weekly call, 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. here in Denver, and it's worth the early wake up.
Awesome. And Barry, what do you make of I guess such rave reviews about the M series in such a short time of interaction?
It's very humbling. It's very humbling because it's something I didn't initially want to do, Asher. I didn't want to do this. When I got convicted off the prayer line that was started by the number one motivational speaker in the world, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, I was just dropping nuggets to because brothers were having troubles or issues or trying to work through. So, hey, bro, you may want to do this, you may want to do that. And what kept coming back around is, hey, you're really helping a lot of people. I'm like, great, great, no problem, you know. And then, Brian Keith, BK, the host of the prayer line, said, you really should think about creating a platform of your own. And that was really the birth of the M series. And even then, it took three, 2, 3 cycles for me to really get serious in the sense of really creating a platform. You know what I'm saying? With all the bells and whistles and all that. But then I began to see the vision of it and the transformation that was going on. And that always gets me excited to see people because I never wanted to be a guru. I was like, God, I don't want to be a guru. I don't want to have people tied to me forever. I want results because I'm an athlete, right? That's all about results. So, we've been able to develop some proprietary technology and software and processes and systems that within 90 days we can take somebody and really help them achieve those goals that they've been promising themselves for 25 years, but never
Mm,
have been able to get it done. So that's kind of this quick genesis, and that's why I call myself a chief mindset officer. And that's why you have mind. People ask me, what does M stand for? Mindset, motivation, and money. Money is the fruit. in our world, many people got it backwards. They're chasing the money, so they're following hype, motivation, but hype doesn't get you anywhere without a mindset change. So let's reverse it. Get your mind right, get your systems and processes right. Now you've got motivation because you've got success, and that success and that combination of those two things brings you the money. You're not chasing the money, it brings you the money because you're adding value and people pay for value.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess to that point, how is that the M series itself being the leader of it, but how has it changed things for you that you've been chasing for 25 years?
Well, fortunately, I haven't been chasing. Um, Creating this platform has brought people to me. And you know how the Bible says your gift will make room for you? So, in operating in my gift, it's bringing relationships, it's bringing money, it's bringing those things to me. I didn't really kind of envision myself, Asher, of being the author of 9+ books and growing,
Mm.
but the doors that producing a book and producing a platform like the M series, it's bringing me all the things that I enjoy,
Mm.
you know, and the money's great. But when I can talking to people and they say, man, Barry, I was here and you coached me and I got the promotion and my family's doing better, my kids are doing better, blah, blah, blah. There's no price for that. There's no price for that. And when I have, this is the probably people say, well, what do you enjoy most about what you do? Being able to tell people they don't need me anymore.
Mm.
And they go, what does that mean? Because I can say, hey, 90 days are over. We're done. You've had success. You don't need me anymore. And they won't leave, Asher. I can't figure it out. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, Barry, no, no, you had success. I kept my word. You got the principles. You committed to do the work. You're getting the fruit. You know what to do. Just keep doing it. But they won't leave, Asher. I try to kick them out. I try to throw them out. They won't leave. So, but it's great. It's great. It's a lot of fun, and as they grow, they push me to grow.
Mm.
So it's a win-win, and that's what you always want. A
Gotcha.
win-win opportunity. Yeah.
And Paul, do you know what he's talking about when he's saying people won't leave? Like what's he talking about?
Well, I may account maybe one of those people on the list, I think. Is trying to say something there?
I don't know. I've stuck around a little bit.
No, I think that those are the type of relationships that do have that ability to transform. And when you come across them, and this is what boggles my mind is you come across them in such abundance here. You're on that list too, people that connected with and starting to gain an understanding of, wow, in this digital age where we're all like on these things,
Mm.
to like make connection with humans is beyond amazing. So
Awesome.
that's what they're drawn to, Barry. You're human.
And how does the rest of the year look for you? You got anything cooking up?
Yes. We've got some really interesting stuff in the pipeline here, specifically geared for authors with book to podcast that I think really bridges a gap, goes beyond an audio book for people and lets individuals engage in topics, conversation in new, meaningful ways, drives further conversation between humans. So I'm really excited about that. That's top priority right now.
Awesome. And Barry, to that point, how do you see this venture playing out?
Um, the venture is very interesting. It's really growing me because I'm having two levels of conversation, three actually. Um, Being an author, so I'm talking to publishers about it because publishers are always looking for ways and I wanted to know, Asher, whether there was a market for this, or was this some crazy idea I had, right? So I'm talking to publishers who are like, "What?" And they're like, is this competing with my ebook and the Audible type platform and podcast?" I said, "No, no, 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 no. This is just another way an author can market and promote their book in a different way. It's one thing to be in my house, right? And I'm reading it on a reader as an ebook. That's one way. Or I read it like a book and then an ebook, and then I'm listening to it on Audible. That's one way to do it. But to have a conversational podcast about the high points of my book, I'm experiencing it in a different way. And then, oh, so the publisher's like, oh, wow, that's different. I said, yeah, it's not a two-way conversation, it's a three-way. And so that's exciting. And then when I'm talking to authors, as an author, they get it. They're like, yeah, Barry, this is another way I can push out my book. And I
Mm.
said, yeah, let me give you a trick. Don't push out your whole book. Give them a taste of your book. So give them 3 chapters and they love it. But
Mhm.
they love you because you gave up something of value for free,
Mm.
right? But then they digest it. And what do you think is going to happen? 3 things could happen. They could they could get the conversational, they can get your ebook, they can get your they can get the book
Yeah.
and the ebook. So they're like, oh wow, all because you gave it to them in a different way they could digest it.
Mm.
And that may hit them harder than the other 3. And then now they go back and buy the other 3. And they're like, oh, wow. And that doesn't even talk about the speaking, the coaching, the other things you may want to add because you gave them a taste of it in a different way, right? 2 other
Right.
people talking about it. So, yeah, we're excited. That's the answer. We're excited. We're excited at pushing it out there.
That's awesome. And I'm excited for both of you guys and taking a moment to entertain this spur of the moment podcast and being able to share this because I think in being able to share this publicly with other people at this time, we'd say book to podcast is going 2 months strong, 3 months strong, and like the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're very excited. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to you because, as you know, I have podcasts as well.
Yep.
So, I love it. Love to support you. Love to support what you're doing. It's awesome what you're doing. And, as you said, the sky's the limit. And we're just glad to be in the game.
Thank you very much. And before I let you go, let people know where they can find you, learn about your podcast, and where Book to Podcast will be coming out. I'll start with you, Barry, and then end with Paul.
Sure. The two podcasts I have is Behind the Veil, all platforms you can find it. And the other one we just released, well, not others, we're up over 100 episodes now, is Smarter Fan Podcast,
Mm.
which includes business life and sports. So we take people behind the veil, as we say, and that's on all major platforms. And I'll let Paul tell you how people can access the M series and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Paul, I think you're muted.
Oh, red button. No, the mseries.com is where you go to connect with the community, resources, publications, uh, lots of fun changes there happening. That's where you find Book to Podcast and all of the information on that. I have to make sure that we throw in a promo for you, sir, because I'll tell you when I liked and subscribed the video shorts, the inspiration, entrepreneurial, leadership training, foundations in the spiritual that you provide, you know, that sign on your wall, walk by faith. You speak it in volumes in all that you do, sir. So I'm whatever I can do to promote. This is my very first podcast with you.
Awesome. Well, I was glad to
We
play a
did
part
it,
in that.
man.
We
Thank
did
you.
it. And to finish up, I'll ask you guys a variation of the first question I asked you. Paul, are you still who you said you were?
I think, kind of going back to that, the song that entered my head, This Little Light of Mine, I'm going to let it shine. I've got no other option but keep on shining this afternoon. So, yeah, I'm, I'm committed to being that individual.
Awesome. And Barry, are you still who you said you were?
Well, um, yeah, I call it the transformation. I believe we're living in a time of transformation. And that only simply means that getting better every day. Like I use this example, the the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and the full butterfly. Transformation. The butterfly looks nothing like the chrysalis and nothing like the caterpillar. You wouldn't even put they were the same creature. And that's the power of transformation. So yes, I would say it will never end. I'm always in the process of transformation. So yeah, and thanks again for this opportunity to be on your podcast because you've been chasing me a couple years.
You're
So
very
you got
welcome.
me. You got me.
I'm
I
glad we
like
could
how
get
he
it
just
done.
slipped that in the conversation. He's like, "So I'm just gonna hit record." That's the way you do it.
Oh, smooth,
That's the way
smooth,
you do it.
Hey,
smooth.
sometimes you got to get in where you can, but thank you guys again for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother, for having us.